Yeah, we're back. We're working again. That's where we're at. All right. This one here, when it comes to the brush work, this one's free. This is free. We said I'm probably not going to do a whole lot of talking here. I can concentrate when I'm doing my brush work. Drag them lines out. You got to drag them out. You know what I mean? So that you don't have to leave these fucking hard lines. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this down onto the shower here because we got a grout line that looks like shit, and so we're gonna fucking drag that down. We're not really worried about getting on a tile. I did kind of slop a little bit there, but we'll just go ahead and wipe that off. Yes, same clothes by the way. Yeah, you don't change your fucking paint clothes, man. You wear them for a couple days and then you kind of keep going on that. All right, there we go. Get up on this ladder here and just pull that line. Oh yeah, see that's nice. That's a nice line right there. Now, I'd like to say also that when it comes to this brush, I wrapped it in plastic last night instead of um instead of cleaning it out because I knew I was going to get back into this fucking color. And so we're not working with the greatest brush of all time here. You know what I mean? Like the edge of it. If you don't put it back in the shuck, it doesn't form back. So here, I'll show you guys. It doesn't form back, right? So like I've kind of got like a dull edge there, but it's fine, man. Like I know how to work a brush too well, so we're gonna go ahead and get this corner, cut that line right there, right to where they had it. Bam, done. And then we're gonna run these corners, okay? And the reason you run the corners is because all right, so when you're painting, your objective with the brush is to get everything that the 9-inch roller can't get. But that's a high skylight. I don't have to do the ceiling stuff, so it's fine. But yeah, your objective is to get what the 9-inch roller can't get. Okay. And so yeah, we're gonna go ahead and run that. It's two walls down. Let's see, this is a bathroom. I'm gonna go ahead and since I'm up here and I can reach over, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this wall in too. This might need to be rolled. I don't know if I did it, but it's a barn door, so we'll see. You know what? I'm just brush the whole fucking thing out. Yeah, I'm gonna brush the whole fucking thing out because it's really no point. Again, what I'm doing is trying to make it to where the roller is easier. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's what you do there. And then, all right. So we're just gonna brush this whole top barn door thing out. First of all, what it does is it avoids sprinkles onto the trim from the roller, and like it's this fucking wide, so like it really doesn't matter. I probably could show. I'll show you when I'm done with it. Anyway, yesterday I was able to go and take um some presents to my son. Really didn't have any discussion with Lemmy. Um, but that's fine. Well, yeah, that's fine. I don't really have anything nice to say right now. So we're just gonna go ahead and brush this whole fucking thing out. Yeah, because I gotta come to y'all. There's fucking I'm gonna have to do that. I'm gonna have to do that left side too. Yeah. Hold on. I gotta pull these strokes, man. There we go. All right, that'll work. So basically, I think when it comes to painting and shit, like I could probably paint with a pine cone better than most people can with an actual like good brush. Um, I'm gonna just pull that line right there. Not have to come to y'all. I hate these fucking sliding barn doors things, man. They're so hard to manage around. See what I mean? Well, I don't know if the fucking internet's going out, but I'm gonna have to cut that whole side right there too. I already rolled it out, but let's see. Like all the drywall patches I did yesterday were pretty good, but these ones in here on this main wall were fucking trash, and I got called out for it, and that's fine. You know what I mean? That's fine. Yeah, they did suck. I don't think that I actually did that, but I am also open to criticism. So that's where we're at with that. Hold on. Got to step on this toilet. Like I said, I'm kind of just litmus testing here with how much you guys like the work streams. You know what I'm saying? See if I can't here. All right. So when it comes to doing this shit, I'm gonna run this corner. If you can see this, right? So like we've got a color difference big time here, right? And so you start in the corner, push your brush in like that. See, you push your brush in like that, and then you just drag it. See, I missed that line, and then you just fucking boom. Yeah, pretty fucking easy. Anybody can learn how to paint, and as a matter of fact, standing on the toilet right now, but as a matter of fact, anybody can learn how to paint. It's just it's a matter of skill. Here, we're gonna do this again. See that? I get my corner, and then you drag the line out, and then just fucking kind of fill it in right there. Boom. Good to go. So we got these drywall patches here too. Um, we refloated these because these were the only ones that I did that were trash, but the rest of them were fine. These couple not great, but he absolutely floated the fuck out of them. I don't know if you can see, right? These flat spots. So we got to get a can of texture. We're gonna get a can of texture and we're gonna fucking hit those up. You know what I mean? And I'm just glad, like, so I would go up there. It's not that big of a deal. It's just gonna be hot. But there's a lot of problems up there with a skylight. If you have a skylight, skylights fucking suck, man. Hey everybody, yeah, I'll check that soon. Hold on, I'll check the chat. I just need to cut this fucking bathroom in. and then go around and kind of just check everything else. But yeah, you can see the brushwork. It's pretty fucking simple, man. Like now I'm gonna have to get him. Yeah, that's fine. Actually, you know what? I'm not even gonna mention it because we're gonna have to fucking prime it and shit if that happens. So corner, bring that down so you don't have to work the ladder. But listen, if you do a patch, if you do a drywall patch, right? Don't paint it. Don't paint it until you get it sanded, textured, and everything else. Because once you seal it, it fucks everything else up. It's gonna take a lot more work in order to do um like more. You know what I mean? And get it to look. Sanding through paint sucks. It's not a good thing. All right, let's get down off this fucking toilet. Like, are you supposed to throw the whole house away at that point? No, no. But look here, Corn. I'll show you. Right. So like skylights. Look at that. That's fucked up. Like I'm not going up there and fixing that because there's a lot of things that need to happen. There's a lot of fucking things that need to happen, man. That's a fucking yeah, that's a lot, dude. That's a lot, right? Well, basically, what I would have to do is go up there and seal the light. And God, I got pretty fucked up last night. I think I still am kind of. But no, I'd have to seal the light and then shellac all the walls. Okay, and so and probably if you look right here, I'm gonna get up here. I'm gonna get on top of this ladder. It says not a step, man. It's a step. Okay. So if you look at these tape lines and shit, right, they go all the way up. So we've got water damage up there, and it's basically it's leaking and shit. So if you would have to go up there and seal it, and then I would have to fucking shellac this entire thing, in order to get it to a manageable level. That's bad. That's bad. Like literally to fix this would cost the amount of the actual job that we're doing. Yeah. Yeah. Just the skylight. So, all right. We're at the bottom here. I already cut in this whole bathroom. Yeah. All right. Cool. But would a wet wipe help? Wet wipe help? No, probably not, man. Probably not. No. Uh-uh. No, you would actually just start pulling off the drywall because the drywall is already crumbling. So anything that you put wet on it it's just going to peel it off. So it would have to be mudded and then fixed with texture and shit. You know what I mean? We have another skylight here. Let's check that one out. Yeah, same thing. Look, I don't know if y'all can see that, but yeah, no, that one's crumbling too. So basically, what you can't fix that like unless you remove the entire fucking thing. Get my ladder out of here. Yeah, that's it. You can't. Yeah, you can't fix it. I'm starting to think they had it figured out with wood paneling back in the 70s. Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course. I mean, drywall basic. The reason. All right, so like popcorn ceilings and shit. The reason that was a big thing is because coal fire power plants, right? Because they would manufacture gypsum by burning coal. And so they would resell the gypsum to the companies and shit, you know what I mean? And that's why you get popcorn ceilings because they would use that gypsum at a discounted price instead of mining it because coal once it's burnt, turns into gypsum. All right. And so the coal fire fucking power plants will actually resell the gypsum. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Hold on. Give me a second and I'll show you guys when I do the bottom. All right. I don't like again. I don't know if people like this. I have no idea. So it's a litmus test. It doesn't seem like people like it, but again, we'll be back at 9 tonight. I do have a guest. So all right. So we got the shower here, right? And I've got the like you can see this line here all the way down. So I just got to cut that in and then cut the bottom of this baseboard in probably all the way around. And I'm gonna have to fucking lean over a shedder to do it. So yeah, we'll get to that. Thinking about smoking a cigarette. You know what? Should we smoke a cigarette before we do that? Half of one. We'll smoke half a cigarette. How about that? All right. I'm not getting paid by the hour, but I do start a new job tomorrow where I'm a crew leader. So, yeah, man, we're gonna teach some people how to fucking paint. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty relentless on that. Yeah, I definitely am. This is a very nice neighborhood, by the way. Really, y'all want to see the neighborhood? Hold on. Yeah, it's a nice neighborhood, bro. So, yeah, it's gonna be a shit show if you know what I mean. Fucking asshole. Yeah, no, yeah, yeah. Look, I know a lot about this shit, bro. Like I've been doing it too long, and outside of me being a drunken asshole, um, I know how to direct people into doing the shit that's most efficient. Fuck that reminds me, I have to get OSHA certified. You don't have to. The only time I saw OSHA was like one job. They don't really come around like that. You know what I mean? It's not like they're on every fucking like they it's not a mandated thing. Fucking break your OSHA card out, Jim. Give a fuck. What do you think this is? It is a step. It is a step. It might say not a step. It is. It is. I don't mind standing on top of a ladder. It's not that big of a fucking deal, but it really isn't. And I'm a fucking drunken asshole. So what you can't stand on it sober? That's fine. You'll be all right, man. Some of the shit that I've done, like when it comes to painting houses, would fucking absolutely terrify the fuck out of most people. But it is safe, and it's literally better than being tethered off. And like that's when I was in the Panhandle, I got into it with the crew leader about it. You know what I mean? And because I did look, man, if I'm working for somebody, I follow orders. I didn't like having a fucking rope around me and shit. I didn't wear the harness. I told him a way more efficient way to do it. He wouldn't listen. So it was basically I was fucking on a 3-story roof, painting the roof that took 3 days instead of the one day I could have got it done in. Oh, for fuck's sake! Imagine that. We'll be all right. We'll be all right, man. I would say those who can't do teach, right? You could say that. But that's not the case because I can do. But teaching people how to paint, especially like the younger generation, so I think this is going to be like a younger crew. The younger generation, like of like the way that I was like brought up in like painting and shit, man. Dude, when my first 2 years when I was painting, like it was just a 4 inch fucking box brush, bro. I hate box brushes. I like a sash, but yeah, that was it. You have to learn how to do that until basically you're good enough to cut in basically the way I did that fucking bathroom. You know what I mean? OSHA requires me to wear a harness on my hands. You've seen them. Yeah, I have. Yeah, you've got fat hands. Yeah, and they probably should be tied off. Yeah, they should. Yeah, most likely. Most likely. How's Chops? We want to revisit that? I really am a fucking asshole, man. I've got like nothing to lose at this point, so we might revisit that tonight. Um, yeah, anyway, we're about to get back here and get back to work. The dude's gonna be back and shit, so. Oh, you have no clue? I didn't know if y'all were still doing the show, man. I didn't know. Sometimes I'll drop in there and fucking chat and have a, give you a like, buddy. But kind of been caught up, you know. Hold on, we got to be polite here. Good morning. Yeah. And so yeah, yeah, that's where we're at right there. And I think that with this, I think we missed the oil. It's the guy I'm working with. Fucking his truck leaks oil, so but he just completely missed the cardboard. Oh, for fuck's sake! All right, shit. Yeah. All right. Let's get back to it. I'm gonna hide this fucking cigarette butt. Throw that under the slab. You know what I mean? I'm waiting for him to get here with the texture so we can spray this texture. Hopefully, he gets oil base. If he gets oil base, it'll dry quick as fuck. You know what I mean? And so yep, we're gonna do this bottom. I have to shut this door. I don't know if the internet's gonna go out when I do it, but if it does, fucking sue me or something. I don't know. Wait. Damn, man, he's all up on the fucking wall with this shit. Let's see. I'll put y'all right over here, man, so you can see what I'm doing. Yeah, we're just gonna run this line out. Do a little bit of touch up. It's all the same color, so. I do hate this color. Whoop. There goes a little drip. Be alright. Get that with the wet rag here in a second. It's always when somebody watches, man. I go all fucking day without dripping until somebody's actually watching, man. It's like a molecule deal, you know what I mean? They act differently. Yeah, they act differently when they are observed. And clean that up right here. See, you just wipe that right there on the shirt. That's why you don't change your clothes for like a day or two when you're painting. Damn, that wall looks like shit. Yeah, I'm gonna have to roll that, I think. Get that off the baseboard. He just painted it, so. The semi-gloss will not allow the paint to stick, so you can just wipe that right off. It's not that big a deal. Let's see this. Anyway, there's a little drip. Look, comes right up off the tile. It's stone. You know what I mean? It's stone, so you really don't have, you really don't have to worry about it. Like unless it gets in the grout, which I don't drip a lot. Oh fuck! When it comes to a brush, and I don't really drip a lot with a roller either. You know, tighten his line up here because he's all up on the fucking wall. Do our corner. This is why I like a sash right here, is because you can run those corners a lot better. Some people would probably argue that a square is better for that. I don't think so. That is just my personal opinion, but regardless, man, just if you're gonna paint, you know what I mean. Pick a brush that's good for you. You know, run this corner. I always start with the corners, and that's it. That's even on prep work and everything else. I start with the corners and then I run my line. And so we're gonna run that right on down, and then I can feel, boom, I just hit what I painted, right? You can feel the drag of the paint. You can absolutely feel it, and once you know what you're doing, I'm gonna have to roll that wall. But once you know what you're doing, right, like you can feel the difference as soon as you go into it. It's so painting isn't very hard. It's a lot of little shit that adds up to a lot of shit, right? That's where we're at with it. All right. So and now what I have to do here is that I don't know if you see that line on the baseboard. And this is a bathroom, so it's gonna be a little bit different, right? Because the moisture and shit. Like, hold on, let me see if this actually shows up on camera. Can y'all see that? Can y'all see that line? So because of the moisture, the paint warped or whatever, and so the rest of the house touches up fine. This inherently doesn't because of the moisture from the shower. So we're just gonna have to. We're just running the whole bathroom. And all right, here. Let's see if I can't set this up. So this is once you get good with the brush. Again, you start with your corner here. Watch. start with your corner. He's all up on the wall, so I'm gonna tighten his line up. And then you take that up, boom, dragged again. It did drag, so I felt where I brought it down to. And it's that easy, right? But it does take time to learn how to run these lines. You know what I mean? And I sit weird, by the way. Hold on. This is how I sit when I'm doing like low shit, Indian style, and I scoot across the ground instead of on my knees. I got bad knees, so it's why I'm sitting like this. All right. Gonna tighten that up for him a little bit. God damn, right? You're fucking all up there, buddy. What's going on? Fill that in. Drywall's cracking a little bit there. And then you run that up the wall spot. Yeah, all right. Good to go. I got a little spot right there that I can run. Perfect. Go around these towel bars. Probably in the middle there a little bit. So, all right. This one. So you apply the paint, right? You see it on the wall right there, and you apply the paint, and then you move it. It's not about it's not about brushing it in. It's not about being thick. It's about putting on there, and then you move it. Well, exactly right. So look, didn't touch the fucking towel bar, not even a little bit. All right. We do the same thing with the fucking toilet paper deal, and I'm gonna have to do the same thing with this. Okay. And so when it comes to the paint, man, look, apply it. See this? You apply it, and then you run that line right there. Boom. Didn't touch it at all. Touched the trim a little bit. That's not a big deal because it just wipes right off, right? You just do this. There it goes. And it's gone. And then then you just kind of like the underside right there doesn't really matter, but usually when you're doing hold on, this one right here is tough. That's it. Okay. And so yeah, that one was tough because it was a thing. Yeah, yeah, missed a spot. Tisk. Yeah, no, well, of course, you're always going to. Nobody's perfect, right? So all right. Well, now I gotta lean over this fucking shitter, and this is probably one of the worst parts of painting. Setting up and clean up sucks. Yeah, I don't like to clean up. Like it's the worst part of the job to me. It's not that I'm above it or whatever, but like yeah, if I can get somebody else to do it, I'm going to. All right. Ah, fuck. All right. So we got to do this shitter, And so we're gonna do this as quick as possible. So instead of putting the roller and shit back there, man, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna brush out that whole fucking little area behind the toilet, right? And so we're gonna start there. Yeah. And I'm gonna use all the paint on my brush in order to, be most efficient here. And so we're gonna come on this side too. This is probably the worst part. I hate leaning over shit. Now, generally, if this was like a new construction house or whatever, I would take this tank off, or like at least the top of it, and I would get behind it. But I'm not doing that here. Yeah, I'm definitely not doing it here. And then, yeah, I just got that one other side. And bring that line down. That's it. And so like yeah, we finished this tank shitter fucking bullshit. But I was pissing in it, so I guess it's really not that big a deal, right? I'm not gonna go too far up on that wall because we still have to texture it and all that good stuff. So um, but I'm gonna do the bottom because this is a flat paint, right? I don't know if you guys know much about paint. When it comes to paint, the higher the sheen, the less it touches up. So if you paint your walls, if you paint your walls with flat, it touches up, right? It's not like exactly the most durable. Like if you were to be using like a high sheen type shit, you know what I mean? It's not exactly the most durable, but you can just take a brush and touch it up and fix your walls. Write this down. But that's the cost and benefit, right? That's the cost and benefit. If you use a high sheen, you can scrub your walls, all right? If you do not, then you just have to make sure you have the paint and you gotta grab a brush and touch it up. So there is a difference, okay? There is a difference. Like so when it comes to like bear paint and shit, you know what I mean? Like um I like bear paint. You have to baby bear paint a lot, which is frustrating for people like me. But if you're a homeowner, I 100% recommend Bear Paint. And the reason I do is because like it dries hard as fuck. It yeah, it's a good homeowner paint, and I would recommend Marquee. Marquee, like you'd spend the extra money and pay for Marquee because it is a good paint, man. But when it comes to me and how I paint, I paint too quick. So when I roll into the cut line of the marquee, it'll like fucking start dripping down the wall because it won't even bond to itself. So that's a tough thing to do. You know what I mean? Like like if you don't know how to paint, man, it can be very tough. So you have to baby these walls with Bear paint, any kind of Bear paint, because it's full of ammonia. And so the dry time, because it's made for homeowners, is um is a lot longer than what I'm using here. So you got to know your product too. You know what I mean? You really do. You need to know how to use it and shit. And but like I said, if you're a homeowner and you're painting, I definitely recommend Behr paint. It's yeah, man, it's very durable. Let's pull these lines out here. All right. Yeah, it's very durable. Um, as a matter of fact, like I'm using Sherwin-Williams products right now. All right. No, I got one more. I gotta pull that line. It's very durable. It's a good paint, man. Dude, it's like one of the hardest fucking paints I've ever like seen dry. I used it for many years. I guess she doesn't really like to talk about this, but like, yeah, I was a Home Depot service provider for 6 years, and that was the basis of my business. Is that I was a Home Depot service provider. You have to go through like a pretty rigorous fucking background check or whatever, you know what I mean? And then I didn't even realize that they were gonna bring up shit. Like I didn't even remember, you know. And it was like they were talking about like a beer. I got arrested for well, not arrested, detained. I got detained when I was 18. Yeah, when I was 18 for illegally drinking, shocking nobody here. And yeah, me and a friend of we got in a fighting over Spades game. Yeah, we got in a fighting over Spades game, and man, it really wasn't a fight. No, I just let him hit me a bunch of times. Yeah, no, I just let him hit me. And so the funniest part is that neither one of us were even playing the Spades game. Somebody reneged. There was a fight about it, and then the two people that weren't actually playing that got in a fight, and he hit me a bunch of times, and I was like, "You hit like a fucking pussy. Let's see it. Let's see a good one then." And yeah, you can't do that. You can't fucking do that. There's only one thing that's ever knocked me out, and that was an oak tree doing 85 miles an hour. And so I'm not saying it's a cool fucking thing to do. Let me drag this line out here. But we did get in a fight over it. And so what I did is after the Spades game, I stole all the beer and was walking down the street with it, drinking them. And then that's when the police, somebody had called the police, and because we were fighting in the front yard. And so yeah, they pulled up on me, and like I was like, it's pretty fucking funny actually. I was trying to be like super cool about it, you know what I mean? I was like, oh shit, let's drop these real quick. Tried to put them behind me, but the police were there for me, so it was yeah. Granny, where can I sign up to be your apprentice? Ralphie Bachman, you're not a real person, so probably nowhere. So yeah, probably nowhere, bud. Let's go ahead and drag this line out. This is the last wall, and then we're done with this until we texture it, but we're probably gonna have to spot prime the texture because it's not gonna cover it. Cool. What do y'all think? How's the toilet paper roll look? It's a little dirty. We should probably do it, right? We probably should. We got everything else. Yeah, I think we should probably do it, man. Fuck it, right? We're already here. Ain't no reason not to. Let's see. There we go. Oh, I touched the side there a little bit. All right, and we'll just take this off. See, I touched it a little bit. We'll take that off, and if there's a line there, then we'll just take that off at the once it dries. A lot of times you want to let paint dry to remove it. It's just easier. You just chip it up. And there we go. And that's it. I already rolled this yesterday, so I think that'll be fine. We'll see. We'll see how it dries in. You know what I mean? Yeah, I got a towel bar. I got around that. Yeah. Did I get around that fucking towel rack though? No. We gotta do that towel rack. Gotta do the towel rack, man. You can do it, fucking do it right. You know what I mean? So, and then we'll take this paint. See that? This is what I'm trying to tell y'all about moving paint. And then boom. And then we just drag out the lines. And that's the towel rack right there. And then we'll go ahead and get this look. See? It's about the 9-inch roller. And so since I don't think I'm already there, first of all. And since the 9-inch roller won't get into that, probably, that's why I did it. That's why I did it. All right. See, I honestly tell you the truth, outside of that, I think we're almost there, boys. Let me just check some shit, you know what I mean? And see, if you're doing shit like this and there's like little touch ups, you pat it like that. You gotta pat it. Right there. That needs done. That needs done. And probably here too. Yeah, probably there. See this whole side area right here? That's the thing that's probably, yeah, that we probably need to do that. I'm just gonna go ahead and brush out this entire side area. You know what I mean? Just because again, 9-inch roller can't get in there. And what we're looking for here is efficiency. All right. And so I'm just gonna go ahead and brush this whole fucking thing. You know what I mean? Yeah, there we go. That's it. And that's how I'm gonna take it down here, like I said, to the corners, right? I'm gonna apply my paint, make a line, make a line, and then I'm just gonna pull that up and not hit the corners. And then now from here on out, right? Like it's pretty easy not to hit the fucking cabinet. Like that's the easiest fucking part. And so I'm gonna fucking pull this up. Now, I'm not saying that if you learn how to use a brush or whatever, like you can do this. This takes a lot of time, but I don't really have to look at the sides of the fucking door jamb to know that I'm not on them anymore. But that's not something that comes natural. That's definitely a learned trait. And then we're gonna pull that up, and now we're done. I've already cut in the top of this, right? I brought the line down and everything, so you can see that, like, it's still a little dirty or whatever, man. I'd probably bring that down a little more if need be, but that's just what it is. You know what I mean? I probably should do that too. What do y'all think? Yeah. Yeah, let's just go ahead. Let's go ahead and do that. Um, there we go. When you learn to do something at a high efficiency, right? Like it just becomes second nature. It really does. Like I can understand why people don't know how to run a brush, like, but it does. It becomes second nature. You know what I mean? So this to me is, to tell you the truth, if I wasn't streaming, I would just be zoned out. I would be zoned the fuck out, like doing this shit and not really thinking. You know what I mean? And then when I'm not painting, I guess I use alcohol to do that same thing. Good. Um, yeah, I think that's good, man. See, yeah, I got that. I got that. All right, cool. Actually, that looks really fucking good. It looks really good. I'm gonna have to roll it though. I'm gonna have to roll it. Yeah. So that's where we're at with that, right? Like, if you do something for so long, man, like you just stop even like thinking about what you're doing. It's just a skill. That's it. This is like Bob Ross show, only much less gay. Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably something like that, man. And yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna go take a piss. I'm gonna just leave this on. Yeah, I'm gonna just leave this on. I'll be right back. And so, all right, like the guy I'm working with did a really fucking stupid thing. And what he did, here, I'll show you guys. Let me grab a cigarette, actually. What he did is he used fucking compound mud, man, to fucking do these floats, which is, I think it's probably all he had. You know what I mean? That's like probably all he had, but they're not going to be dry till like tomorrow. Secondly, like we've got all kinds of fucking marks and shit in it. Like I can bury that with texture, you know what I mean? That's like really not that big of a deal, but like the fucking thing is like, yeah, it's wet as fuck. Like it's not gonna be even close to dry today. It just like I don't. I really wish he wouldn't have used this. And see, that one even cracked back out. That's a nail pop right there, and it's still fucking wet. And he did this yesterday. So I honestly, to tell you the truth, like man, I really wish we would have used some like fucking 20-minute mud or something, or maybe even lightweight spackle. But hey, ain't my job. I just get paid. That's it. Ain't my job. But outside of that, man, I think that the only thing I really have left is this fucking garage. And then we're the fuck out of here, man. So I might do an earlier show. You know what I mean? I don't know. Possibly. I'm still waiting for him to get here. So, but all the baseboards run. Those struts look like shit though. But I guess it makes sense because it's a duplex. You know what I mean? But yeah, it looks like he's got paint roller lines in that, but it's not. And man, I really wish you wouldn't have fucking used that goddamn mud. Shit fucking pisses me off. But whatever. I'm not gonna get mad about it again. Not my job. I gotta knock them hard lines down around the patch areas, and then we're gonna take a can of orange peel and fucking we're gonna spray them and then just blend them in. You know what I mean? So, but they're gonna have to be painted twice for sure. Yeah, that's something that's gonna have to happen. Granny, what video games are you wanting to play? Would you just go back to WoW or would you play newer games? What, like on stream? Man, I want to play PoE 2, Path of the Exile 2. I think that's probably the next game I'm gonna play. I was a pretty big gamer when it came to Path of the Exile, but I only play hardcore, so like there's a lot of like high risk, high reward type shit, you know what I mean? And so yeah, that's probably the game that I would play now would be Path of the Exile 2. Is it? Have you played it? Man, I'm glad to hear that, dude. I've always liked it. I've liked grinding gear games. Um, they've done an excellent job. I know that they were the guys that like started PoE at first were ex Diablo 2 mods, and I was a big fucking Diablo 2 guy. Yeah, I played Diablo 2 a lot. Okay, that's cool. Is it released yet, or were you playing the that weekend release? I know, yeah, I know that they released it for a weekend for everybody to play, and it's a free game still, right? Or do you just pay for early access? I'm not, yeah, I'm really not sure on that, really, to tell you the truth. But yeah, I haven't played anything lately, man. Yeah, you paid to get it early. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, so yeah, no, I haven't paid to get anything really early. Um, a lot going on, man. I haven't played any games lately. Um, I've abandoned my guild on Warcraft. Like I haven't been on that. I haven't played anything in like 2 months. So man, I probably need to get back into that, man. Just kind of keep my mind off shit, you know. And but as of right now, it's mostly about survival. So there's that. I did want to get to this. Hold on. Let's see. Fuck, I'm on my phone. Yeah, we'll be free eventually, man. I'm gonna let him work out the bugs, bro. I'm gonna let him work out the bugs before I fucking start playing it, dude. Yeah. I mean, I already know. I already know how it works. I've had 90 level 99 fucking hardcore characters. It's not like it's not that hard, all right? The only thing that's hard is when you disconnect. I remember back in the day you used to have to type slash OSS all the time because your character, if you went through a door with a flash or like some kind of dash, would actually be further back. And since I fucking played hardcore, it was a whole different deal, right? So like I mean, you would literally like you wouldn't understand that the mob was on you until you slash OSS and it would put you back where you were. I've abandoned my guild. Daniel Plainview, and there will be. Yeah, that's where. Yeah, that was the reference, buddy. Thank you, appreciate it. But yeah, yeah. So, but yeah, that would back in the day, man. I honestly tell you the truth, if I went on to PoE right now, I have like so much shit on softcore because when my characters died, I just abandoned it. It's like we just restart. Kind of like my real life right now, right? You just abandon it and you restart outside of, my child, but um you just abandon it. And so there's so much shit on my account. Like I have like OG combs Like the 1,000 fucking HP comms and shit. Like, yeah, a bunch of wild shit on there. And I just don't even, I don't fuck with it because I don't play softcore. So it's yeah, there is a difference. If you want it, I'll give it to you. It's on PoE1. You can have all that shit, man. You're gonna need stash tabs though, because it's a lot. It is a lot. Fucking like OG gold rims, man. Yeah, all kinds of shit. Rings that don't even roll the same stats anymore, bro. Like, yeah, yeah, it's all there. I just never played like I never played like that, man. I played ladders or I played hardcore. I would play ladders. No, I never played softcore. I can't remember. I never played softcore. I just didn't do it. I didn't do it, man. It's not fun to me. If there's no risk in dying, then why am I fucking playing the game? That's a crazy. Like that's it. Yeah, that's it. I don't know. If there's no risk in losing everything and having to just abandon the entire fucking thing, skull to abandon the entire fucking thing, then I don't like. I don't play the game. Yeah, there's got to be some risk to it. Maybe that's what the fuck's wrong with me. I don't know. I have no idea. Yeah, I have no fucking idea, man. These patches aren't gonna be fucking dry. And I think I've gotten everything inside the house. We're gonna do a walkthrough, but like, yeah, I think outside of this garage, man, I think everything's done. So I'm kind of just waiting on him to get here, and that's fine. What am I gonna go to the shed? I guess I could go to the fucking store, get a coffee and a beer. You know what I mean? That might be nice. Maybe some tamales. I like tamales, bro. Yeah, 7-Eleven tamales are actually kind of fun. Yeah, they definitely are. The chicken tamales, bro. Oof, those are good. You know what? I might do that. There is a 7-Eleven I have to. It's crazy when you like start eating more, like you get more hungry. You know what I mean? Because like I didn't eat for a few days there, yeah, like 3 days or whatever, outside of like one thing of coffee noodles. But yeah, once you start eating, it's and you get protein. Like man, I always crave like a lot more food. So fucking patches, bro. Oh, I can do that. I can do that. I can do this wall here. It looks like shit. Y'all see that? You see the fucking? I just gotta roll this whole wall out. Not a big deal. I already cut in the everything, but the fucking wall itself. Like if you get to the side of it here, you look at that. Can y'all see it? Yeah, that looks like fucking shit. We're gonna roll it out. Yeah, let's roll it out. Do you bring the poop cooler to works? No, I poop in the house. I haven't pooped in the cooler in quite some time. All right, like that was like a one-off. It was just a thing that happened. All right, and I talked about it probably not to the best people ever, but look, it happened. Fine. All right, let me get the roller pole. I'm gonna get the roller pole, and I'm gonna get the 9-inch, and we're gonna roll this wall. Now, with that being said, right? So what I'm going to use here is like I'm going to work right out of this bucket, right? That this is the main product that we're using on the wall, and a lot of people will tell you, right, that you need a screen and everything else. Experienced painters don't. It's just something that we don't use. If you can't work without a screen, you're fucking up. You're fucking up bad. I don't know if you did the fucking 9-inch, but I will find it. Oh, that's flush. Yeah, that dried out. Yeah. So yeah, I'll put that in water. And we need some water on that. Oh, right. All right. I need a bucket first. What do we need to ask? I just fucking what I do instead of using knee pads, what I do is I just let the dirt go into my knees, and then like I get these zits on them, and I just pop the zits. I guess maybe that's probably why I sit Indian style like I do. Because like yeah, my knees are pretty fucked up. Granny raw dogs on his knees now. I sit Indian style and scoot across the floor. Yeah, that's what I do. There's the roller pool. Oh, we left this out too. All right. It's okay. Yeah, seems all right. So again, yeah. All right. Outside of just knocking the paint off, fucking hate screens, man. I hate them. Like I was taught to not use them. Um, yeah, you don't need them. You don't need them, and I'm gonna show you what. I'm gonna show you what. Hold on. All right. The only reason I'm using this right now is because it's knocking the paint off, and the roller was sitting in paint all night. All right. So and this is what you do here, right? All right. Here, let me show you. See that bucket? That's the product that we're using, all right? And so what you do, fuck, how do I do this? Um, I'll back up. What you do, right, is so I've got about 2 gallons here. And so instead of a screen, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go on the top of this bucket. I'm gonna load my roller with the paint. I'm gonna use the top of it as a screen, right? I'm gonna do a walk and spin until I get to the wall so that the paint doesn't come off, and then boom. Now we're fucking now we're fucking cooking with gas. You know what I mean? And so when you're painting also, you want to let the paint do the work, right? You don't want to fucking outwork yourself, right? So with light in, control, spin, use centrifugal force so that the paint doesn't fall off the roller while you're going into the wall. And it's pretty, and it's a simple concept, right? But it is, like I said, it's painting. And see, what I don't want to do is go too high up on this wall because there's fucking dust up there. I'm not fucking cleaning it out. I'm not gonna clean it. And so I'll show you. I'm gonna put y'all on the mantle here. And so, like, again, with that being said, there's a lot of fucking little things that you have to think about when you're painting. And the little things build up into the bigger ones, right? To do a good job. So here, let me show you. See, you just if you go up, you're not gonna drain that dust down onto the wall. So when you get to the top here, you just go up. All right. That's also another way to create a straight line with a roller. Go up or you come straight down and then let off. I'm also not using a drop cloth here because I don't fucking need it. All right. There might be a little bit of rain down there, but once it dries, I'll just chip up the little spots. Maybe a little bit, but depending on if you know what you're doing, it definitely makes a big difference. So again, spin that so that the liquid doesn't fall off of the roller, and then we go up. And you see how I feathered that right there at the top? That's so I don't get the dust. So I don't get the dust right there. And then, yeah, pretty much just spread the paint. Look, I'm already out of paint. You can hear it. Take them roller lines out. And boom, we're good to go. I'm gonna have to cut around the fucking socket. I don't know. I don't know if I already did. We'll see. We'll see how it dries up. Yeah, but just if you're ever painting something, man, don't let the paint. You work the paint, man. The paint doesn't work you. Okay? That's a big deal. Because if you fucking try to push this shit too much, you're gonna work yourself to death, man. I've done it. And the only reason I know is because I fucked a lot of shit up and I've done it myself. Probably just gonna cut around it just in case. And this is gonna be the last dip. I got a little bit on the floor right there. I'm gonna have to clean that up here in a second, but, right. Right, so when I pull the dust down onto the wall, we're gonna get this as close and under the socket as possible, so it gives me less cut. And then now we're done. Now that wall's done. And, just, just grab a wet rag, man. Always have a wet rag with you. I mean, it's pretty simple. This one dries out everything, but. Over here, hit your kitchen sink, you know what I mean? Get some water on it. And, we'll just wipe that out. It's not a big deal. Now, if it was like carpet or something, I would have it all dropped off. See, and that's dry right there. I don't even know if that's for me, but man, came right up. Like it's not that big of a deal. It's done. Um, again, we're not going to be harming this baseboard whatsoever. I'll go ahead and just wave this up, just in case there's like a little bit of drippings or whatever, and then yeah, that's it. You really don't on tile. You really don't need a fucking drop cloth. You really don't. You're not gonna harm it. If it gets in the grout, you can always get it out with some denatured alcohol. It's really again not that big of a deal. Bossman says Bossman would rather watch paint dry. Yeah, well, you are. You're here. You know what I'm just gonna do under that? I think I already did it, but what's it gonna hurt? You probably watch ASMR shit, fucking boss man. I love you. Boss man's a good dude. He's weird and talks in the fucking third person a lot. Even that's crazy, but outside of that, man, he's a good dude. Sure, he got me songs. What else are you gonna make? See, again, this one here is tough, right? So I'm gonna put this in the corner here, and I'm gonna go ahead and I already painted this margin wall. I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do that. And so basically what I'm doing here is creating a straight line on both sides, so the ceiling doesn't have to be touched up. And I'm not putting dust onto it. God, fucking nailed it, boys. Let's see how much better the wall looks now since we started. This shit dries in like fucking trash. So that'll dry in. That'll dry in pretty damn good actually. All right. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's it outside of this garage. I'm just waiting on this fucking mud to dry and some texture. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's it. Once we get that shit going, yeah, I'll be back. Yeah, I'll be back. I'm gonna lock this up. I'm gonna go get some tamales, and then we'll reconvene. How about that? I again, everything's not going great when it comes to the to the work streams, but some people like it, so why the fuck not, right? Yeah. So I'm gonna go get some tamales. I'm gonna fucking come back, and I'll just restart another work stream, and that's what we'll do. All right. I love you guys. Oh, I probably a beer or two. So yeah, probably. But yeah, with that being said, I will see you guys here in about I don't know 45 minutes or so. Yeah, yeah, that's what we'll do, and we'll see how this wall dries in. All right, because like it looks like shit right now, but tell you right now, that motherfucker's gonna dry in perfectly. All right, love you, bye.